Welcome to the ministry in this 2000 point game ITC practice of Warhammer 40,000 8th edition. Scott's going to come to D's ask for a bit of a practice match, and he's never faced a Tau today. So I'm going to put out a Tau army that has some elements in that competitive players use. Just to give him some tips really and some pointers and stuff like that. So I'm not going to really be approaching this from a very competitive point of view, but I will give him one heck of a game. I'm not going to let him go easy, but I am going to be pointing out, unit flaws, weaknesses, strengths, and all that kind of stuff to give him as many pointers as we can. Wasn't going to fill in this, but I might fill in bits and bobs, so it might not be as comprehensive as a normal battle report. But we'll certainly see if we can get some bits on film. We don't have a lot of time, so we're just trying to squeeze this in really to give him a couple of practice sessions against the Tau. So anyway, I'm going to go with a Tau brigade. Before I mention that, there's another interesting thing come up. Obviously, when you're doing detachments, Tau can only have one commander per detachment. Now, I've read and double read the rules, and what you do is, obviously, if you're taking an auxiliary support, it doesn't say you can't take the commander as an auxiliary detachment, but it would cost you a CP, which is fine. And then CP are totaled up at the very end, and the negatives are totaled up at the very end. After you've counted the other ones, but there's nothing in the main rule book, and this just might be me. It might have been FAQ'd earlier on, but don't think it has. There's nothing that says you can't have negative command points. So in theory, I don't see why you couldn't run Tau commanders if you wanted to, like millions of them, as many as your points would class for. Obviously, you'd be in auxiliaries, all of them, and you'd be on minus whatever CP, but that's no massive negative. I'm sure that'll be addressed and you can't start on negative CP, but you'd still be battle forged. Just something I thought of just recently, just looking at it. But anyway, I built it as a battalion. People might go, as a brigade. People might go double battalion or whatever, but I wanted to throw in a lot of elements that people will come across. So what we've gone for really is we've gone for a Fireblade and an Ethereal. We're going to keep them all as Tau Sept. And Shadow Sun, which is obviously the current Shadow Sun model, not the new one, which will be released very soon. The teasers have just come out online. And she is a commander, so she's got the commander keyword. And then we've got 6 units of Fire Warriors with a Sushi Master in each one. They form the 6 troops. 3 heavies, we've got 3 broadsides, all missiles. No, I didn't have the points for a Seeker missile on one. They're glued on, unfortunately. And they're all the upgraded guys with a better leadership. I don't see the point in not taking that one. Then we've got fast attack. We've got 4 units of 5 shield drones, 3 units of 5 and a unit of 4 shield drones, and we've got a unit of 5 marker drones. And for the 3 elites, we've got 3 Riptides. I am going to be proxying the Yavara. He is not a Yavara for this game. I know most people will take burst cannon Riptides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 burst cannons, and the Yavara is going to stand in as an ion cannon. All smart missile systems, all that kind of stuff. I think I'll give the ion cannon one drone controller, just to try something a bit different myself. And the other ones have got the advanced targeting systems, the usual stuff. The missile broadsides have got advanced targeting systems and the target lock on your Riptide, so they don't suffer the penalties to moving fire. The commander's going to have quad fusion. I have toyed with the idea of giving them burst cannons and making them like a bit anti-horde, but that's what most people take as the quads anyway. So I think we'll stop with that. And a relic of vectored thrusters. The Warlord was going to be the Fireblade. Just because he's got a better armor save than an Ethereal, basically. A bit harder, he might get a chance if he gets sniped out or whatever to make some saves. And give him... Did I make... Yeah. You know what? I might have just made the Ethereal it. I'll check the list anyway, but it was Unity through Devastation. It was a Warlord trait, so any units within 6. On a 6, it's an additional -1 AP, but the Warlord's got to, nominate the unit he's going to put it on. He's got to have line of sight. And the... not the new... What's he... I've just totally forgot all the names of my thingies. It's basically the one that gives him a command point back on a 6, and he also lets a unit or himself re-roll a failed dice roll. Normally like hit wound type thing. Within 6. So very simple, very easy. I'm not going any shenanigans that I would normally do. Maybe include some stealth squads just because it's ITC, to just sit in ruins or sit in craters and stuff like that and avoid, you know, just on the hold more, because obviously these units here all die very, very easily to lots of massed fire. These units, not as much, apart from the burst guy, obviously. So these will give up a lot of kill points, which makes kill more become tricky for the Tau. So I just think little stuff like, you know, like maybe he's even dropping a Riptide, taking a couple of stealth suits. I know they just throw out so much firepower though. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do, because I think a lot of people, if they do take them, probably take triple Riptides, or Triptide as it's called, and obviously take a lot of drones to support. So with that in mind, this guy is going to cost us a CP. Boop. So we would have 12 from the brigade. I think I covered all the elements, yeah. 3 for being battle forged, -1. So it leaves us on 14, which gives us plenty command points to play with. Yeah, so hopefully Scott should have 2,000 points. I'm pretty sure it's Crimson Fist. We'll have a look. Right, ITC. I know the scenery looks a bit sparse. I like to have it a bit more filled out on mine. Road for the deployment zone, it's going to be the shallow arrowheads. I can't remember. You know what? I'm totally forgetting everything now, so apologies for that. But basically, the sort of IT standard, you've got like an L-shaped thingy here, you know, but I'm going to do a ruin here. I'm doing it a little bit different. Some craters here, big line of sight, blocking bit in the middle, some line of sight blocking here and here. Basically, it's mirrored, the scenery, which I'm not a big fan of. I understand why it's done, so there's no advantage of taking either or side. But I think maybe there should be. I think that would be maybe a good thing, you know, especially if someone's choosing attack and defend. You know, that would make a point of having a more defensible position if you're going to take it. But keeping it like this keeps it fair for everyone, I suppose. We don't know what we're doing. So that's how it's going to be. We haven't placed the objectives down. Scott's busy getting his stuff out his bag, so we'll have a look at his army for now. For ITC that don't know, you get a point for holding an objective and a point for killing a unit, and then at the end of the battle round, the player who killed more or hold more gets a bonus point for each of those. And then you pick your secondary objectives as well, which is very, very important for the more savvy players. What they get is, you know, they become really poo hot at picking their secondaries. For me, no, Scott's probably not going to have lots of tanks. He likes to run a foot army. And obviously you decide your secondaries every time you go up to a table and say your opponent's army. I'll probably take something like the Butcher's Bill, which is for killing 2 units. Because basically the tower going to focus fire on a unit till it's dead. That's how they operate. Probably Gangbusters. So I imagine you might have Centurions or Aggressors, and they're going to be a key target anyway. And maybe it's marked for death, which again will be on those targets. So they're probably the 3 I would maybe take. I don't know, I haven't seen his list yet. He tends not to run a lot of vehicles, so I wouldn't go for like big game hunter and stuff like that. So they would probably be mine. I'll have a chat with Scott as well about what he should probably take against mine. You know, again, I think killing multiple units would be quite easy. It's killing the Riptides and the Broadsides that proved to be difficult, especially with all the drones. But once that drone support's gone, they're easy targets, especially if he's got a lot of heavy guns. Which being the Crimson Fists, I know he doesn't like to take. He likes to take the suppressors, but he likes to take a bucket load of aggressors, loads of guys, thunderfire cannons, stuff like that. So obviously there's no hiding from his thunderfire cannons. Personally, if I was taking the tower list, I'd like to have a Devilfish or 2. I know they're not great, not competitive, but they have got decent movement. You can start fire warriors in it and stuff like that to just protect them a bit more from stuff for the early phases anyway. You know, going second to a Marine army currently in this meta is brutal. Especially because thunderfire cannons are so good now as well, with the -2 and the Devastator Doctrine, even if you're in cover, blah, 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 nasty, nasty, nasty. But anyway, the Tau have got a lot of anti-ignore cover, you know, all the SMS systems, the Broadsides have got them, the Riptides have got them. You know, we should have a good at filtering out, but I don't really like playing static gun lines that much, but the Tau will have to sort of push out a bit. They'll be throwing fire warriors forward to go and get objectives here and there if need be. And another good reason, you know, the Cold Star guy can go through. I wouldn't take recon with this army because I wouldn't expect anything to have that much movement up the field unless I was taking stuff like, you can Manta Strike drones in and stuff like that if you wanted to. Cheap little squads of 4 drones is only 40 points. And you can just throw them away, I suppose, and get them in. But we don't want to get too close to the enemy. And then obviously Shadow Sun being able to use her special commander abilities, the Cayune or the Monka, twice is... Well, using Cayune twice for everything rerolls failed hits is powerful. So, again, I'd expect to see the Tau, you know, make full use of that as early as possible. They've got as many key units on the board. and when they've got good line of sight. So all the riptides are there. You know, there's good little stratagems for reroll. You can ignore cover with a battle suit. There's rerolling failed wounds for a battle suit I think it's a CP, that one. A lot of options, a lot of sneaky tricks. But we'll get a look at Scott's army. See how he's getting on. We've got some nice family photos and tins in the background. So this is Scott's 2,000 points Crimson Fisties list. Like I said at the start, proxying a few things because it's a test game. You don't want to use my models because he says my painting's rubbish. But so right, I'm going to go over it because I think I know what most stuff is, and then interrupt us. So you've gone for a brigade,
yes,
which is quite nice for a change. So we've got Pedro Cantor, which looks lovely again, a conversion, because he hasn't got a new model out yet. And you've got a lieutenant, and you've got the Phobos captain.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be a mix of warlord traits going on there. He's not going to be the warlord. This guy is.
Yeah.
For the troops, 2 scout units is the camo cloaks and snipers on these guys.
Snipers,
right. Me personally, I wouldn't put them on them. You know why? It's just models you've got.
Yeah.
They're far better for the points cost. We've got some cheap bolter scouts.
Yeah.
And then these guys.
They're all as is.
So are they the stalkers?
These 5 are the stalker.
Oh yeah, you like to mix it, don't you?
Yeah. These guys are obviously the regular intercessors. These are regular intercessors.
And they're the assault ones, aren't they?
Ones.
And is there a power fist on this guy?
There is a power fist on him. Everyone else got chainswords. Scout soldiers got chainswords.
Yeah. A group bolter aggressors. We've got a medic, which we'll go over in a minute because he's going to have a bonus trait with some CP spent. The ancient.
I've also spent the CP to make him the chapter ancient.
Chapter ancient, yeah.
Now, I've given him the relic for the standard of the Emperor Ascendant. Now, if I'm correct, the standard of the Emperor Ascendant, if I put that on after he's a chapter ancient gives him an extra 3 inches. You know, takes it to 9 inches.
Yeah.
But the standard of the Emperor Ascendant is +3.
Yeah,
so
we go 12.
So the chapter.
I thought the chapter of the Emperor Ascendant was a 12-inch anyway. We'll double check that for you.
No, it's +3 on the range for that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. I thought it was 12.
It specifically says +3. Well, this is I checked last night to see if and I'm assuming obviously that you're allowed to combo them.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't work unless it says it specifically doesn't combo.
Doesn't say that anyway.
We'll double check for the game anyway and go. Like I said, it's a practice game, so if it is wrong, then you know you might tweak out your relics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've got Centurions with Hurricane Bolters and Las Cannons.
Yeah.
Your Sergeant, you said this time you're going to give the...
So, Gift of the Phalanx, which means that a Sergeant can take one of the
war gear.
specials, and he's going to have the Master crafted on one of his last cannons.
Yeah, so he's going to be...
+1 damage on one of them last cannons.
Got 3 fast attack, little heavy bolter... Tarantulas.
Yeah.
2 Thunderfires and a Whirlwind with the 2d6 shots.
Yeah. Suppressors
as they are, and these guys as well.
Yeah,
I think
they're the bolt eliminators.
And has he got the bolt rifle, the guy, or the carbine?
They're all rifles.
Bolt rifles, because he might be a sneaky one to put it on and get D3 +1 damage on his heavy round and stuff, or 2 damage on his normal round.
Aye.
Again, or weirdly one of these guys on a power field. You know what I mean? There's loads of options in it.
We spoke about it years ago. Which sergeant would you pick?
Or a hurricane bolt that's throwing out 2 damage.
Yeah. So, essentially, I just thought, well, early game, biggest weapon, most damage,
exactly. Go
get
for
it on the last cannon first, and then if that doesn't work as effectively as what we spoke about, try it again next time on a different sergeant.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's a strat, I can change it.
Up.
Game at the tournament anyway.
Right. So this guy was going to be upgraded to a
Chief Apothecary. Yeah.
Chief Apothecary, which is in the Psychic Awakening book, so he can basically heal twice.
Well, the Chief Apothecary stat allows him to reroll the warlord trait. He's going to be hero of the chapter, and his warlord trait will be the Apothecary warlord trait that allows him to do it twice. So
he can do it twice, and he can reroll. So on a 4-up, he's got 2 shots. This guy, we're covered. Banner of the Emperor Ascendant.
Yeah.
The Lieutenant.
Just a bog standard.
Canto obviously gives everyone within 6 +1 attack. Reroll hits.
Yep.
So it's not failed hits, it's hits, which is good. Mm-hmm. This guy, obviously, he's got his camo cloak. Mm-hmm. What was his stuff as well? Because he's going for the 2 warlord trait, isn't he?
Yeah. So his first warlord trait is Vanguard warlord trait, which is
+1 damage.
+1 damage. Marksman's honours.
That's it.
And then the second one, which the book says take an Imperial Fist.
Yeah.
Table.
Warlord
trait. So I've taken Architect of War.
Yeah.
So that one gives a 6-inch bubble
of...
Negates the -1.
It gives them basically...
Cover.
If they're in cover, they ignore -1 AP.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had a chat, because obviously he's not sure about Tau, but the SMS, which will be -1, ignore cover. The other guns don't. So if the -1 guns and they don't ignore cover, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. It's good against stuff like, with the Marines bolt firing and stuff, and stuff like the things are heavy. Most of the heavy guns will be more than -1, but if they're in assault doctrine or thingy and the bolters all of a sudden become -1, it just means you're going to get better armor saves and stuff. A good defensive one, I think, anyway. Me personally, I'd probably try and work in a Psyker somewhere. We've had a chat about this, but it's about trying the list, proxy and stuff, seeing what happens. These might be good because my characters are squishy, similar with Eldar. I think snipers are okay. I just tend to find they're so much better than them. But look, see how it goes.
It is something to check. Like obviously, basically they're on the table for seeing how they do. Because I've
in cover as well. Give you good good ball control. Sit on an objective, soak up some shots.
Other stuff in.
Yeah.
So they're basically they're testing.
How many points are they again?
Well, they're 80 fully armed out.
So they're more than them. They're 3 points more than them. But then you'd have to work in another troop.
But the thing is, this is the troop thing.
Yeah.
So the thing with these is, do I stick with the snipers and subs, or do I see how it goes, take them down to 55, and see how I roll with them. And then with the points that are spared, look where else I can bring it in.
You may drop this and take another squad of them.
Maybe I really want to try this 3.
I think it'll be good, especially
out of sight 3 vehicle combo thing.
These are terrifying for drones, which is what the Tau will need to save them on. And then the other stuff, like I said, we're happy to eat the shots off these all day if the drones are alive. We know what these should be talking. We've had a good chat about what to do against Tau. But anyway, you won the roll off and you're opting for the Tau to be the attacker. You want to choose to be the defender.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the right choice or not. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
I
tell you what it does
it's
do.
It's a practice game.
I tell you what it does do. Well, the thing is,
at some point I'm going to be on the receiving end of.
It allows the Tau to pick though, whether they want to go first or second. Oh no, you pick that. No, the attacker gets the. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to double check now. You've fooled us.
The idea is though, like that I want to deploy after I see.
He wants to see where I'm going.
I want to see if I can outrange them a little bit first. That's the thing.
Okay, right. Well, have a check of that. Just as Scott's setting up, he's going to choose the Butcher's Bill, Ground Control and King of the Hill, which I know a bit weird normally, but he's looking against the sort of setup of the Tau and how they operate and what the board's like, which is an interesting choice for this game, I think. Oops, brought the camera. So the Tau set up anyway, we're just waiting, obviously, where the attacker, so we get to choose if we want to go first or second. We've got a mix of units. I've actually spread out a bit, not knowing where Scott was going to be. I should have probably put my Cold Star Commander here, but I didn't, so I'll live with that. But we've got the big sort of castle here, everyone within 6 inches of obviously this girl and the Ethereal. Lots of drones, some fire warriors. These are on the ground floor, obviously, and down because it's easier, and the Cadre fire blades in there as well. Because the objectives are, there is one there, there's one there, there's one just round here, it's 3. The 4th one, I think, is here. So there's 4 within this sort of corner down here. And then the other 2 you can see, there's one in the open down there, and there's one that's basically under all this heavy support. So Scott's going to drop his stuff down, then I'm going to choose to go first or second, and we'll see how we get on. I think to save my drones, I'm probably important I do go first. It's going to be tricky though, because I've got limited stuff that I'll be able to see, things like Thunderfires and stuff like that, so I might even have to employ strats to use. We'll see. Right, we may not have time to film this, because that took Scott literally about an hour and 10 minutes. I'm not even exaggerating. So we've got heavy stuff down here, the multi-warlord trait dude down here with the jumpies. They're on the ground floor, which is why they're lying down. Yeah, so they'll be rerolling 1s to hit, 1s to wound, and he's got a 3 damage gun himself. He's pretty solid. We've got the bomb here, the big bomb that's going to go brrr and probably park itself there. The time really come with all the scouts, humming and hawing, as he gifting me a kill and all this kind of stuff. But he's got a couple of units down there anyway. They're outside of my deployment, obviously, but they've got good line of sight on the characters. If he does nick the first turn, they're in a good solid position to score him a point. He's got redundancy down here, the stalkers, the normal guys to push out and get stuff. He's basically looking to take the middle ground, take the fight to the tower, really pen me in. So, I'm not going to fill out all the dice rolls and stuff because I don't think we'll have time. Probably have a quick... We'll see. I will choose to go first because I think it's important. So you can attempt to seize if you want on a 6. And then I think what we'll do is have a little idea of what your plan is for the turn and cover the sort of key points. Because like I said, it's practicing and stuff like that, and we'll see. You know, I don't get to use the towel very often. I probably should have castled up a bit more, but without knowing where stuff was and stuff like that, then it's a bit different. But you know, some towel players might do that. They might have 2 castles. He's closing his eyes. I would say good luck, but I don't mean it.
No, I am.
No. Right. So we'll go into towel turn 1. Obviously, I'm only on 1 objective at the minute. I really need to get units off objectives because Scott's already on 2. So he's already holding more than me, which is never good. Never good. Right, let's crack on. Right, Scott is preparing positions. Hits. Right, Tau probably had to do what Tau didn't do. This guy's on the 2nd floor, he's down here. But he's got a bead just for like a marker light. Both these units moved up, these guys moved in bottom floor. A little scattering with the drones. Fire warriors stayed still, marker drones popped up. We did pop cow units, so these riptides will be rerun all field hits. The Cold Star hopped over, because he's within 18 of this aggressor unit that he can see through the gap. And with his thrusters, he can probably jump back. We've got a 6 advance on these guys. Just something to think about. They're probably dead, I know that, but I need to try and push out for objectives. The plan with these is basically to let people know. So a lot of fire is going to go in here. I need to try and eliminate units so you can't get any back up. Then I'm going to try kill the sniper ones so I can charge the front ones and get double troops on there. Maybe whittle you down with some weapons where I don't want to kill you because I need to get on that objective, and then I'll be on 2. And I know you're currently on 2 and you'll move on to 3, so you'll hold more than me. I can't stop that, but it's for next turn building up. And then like I said, these are just going to try and kill stuff while they can. Don't need line of sight, so I've got like lots of 30-inch range down here. Ooh, I can actually see some aggressors, which is nice. I'm debating using a strat. I'm probably going to use the beam strat for 3 CP, which I normally wouldn't use. But Shadow Sun hasn't moved. And what it means is that I can look at getting some mortar wounds. Maybe he's down here on the Tech Marines, which now have 4 wounds, so I can't kill them anyway. Or maybe he's even on the Centurions and Aggressors. Because of their infantry, and I think on a 4-up, they take D3 mortal wounds. So let me have a think about that. That's the plan anyway. Like I said, the Riptides and the front unit of Fire Warriors will all be doing double shots. Most of them can see through down here. And we'll come back. We're not going to do the re-rolls and stuff on camera. I think it'll just take a lot of time. Right, so we're not going to roll the wounds, but I did go for a cheeky orbital bombardment. And we've got 7 inches, which covers... You know what, I thought, let's go for the aggressors. I was humming and hawing down here, but they're not infantry and stuff like that. And I know these are characters, but I've hit the 2 aggressor units in these 3 characters, which is nice with 7 inches. So we'll see, we'll get some mortal wounds on them and come back. It only cost me 2 CP, because I managed to roll a 6 with my Warlord, which was quite good. It is. And that got me a CP back. Another point of theirs, we'll put the Ethereals put these through Unity Devastation on these Sniper Scouts, just to help try and riddle a few of these away. It was a debate in the aggressors, but that means any wound roll of a 6 will be an additional -1 AP for all units within 6. So that'll be stuff like the Fire Warrior unit and the Riptides if they're using their SMS. And as per thought, the orbital beam didn't do anything. Well, it did. We put a wound on the Lieutenant and 2 wounds on the medic. Didn't manage to do any on the aggressors, which is a bit of a poo. So just point out, we've got some marker light hit here on the Unity through Devastation. There's 4 marker lights on these, so spent a CP on the strat. We've got good hits with the sniper drones, but unfortunately got a crappy roll on the thingy. Well, no, we've got a 2 on the thingy and 2 hits, but I did split with the sniper drones for 1 over here, which luckily hit. So we'll be rerolling 1s on here, rerolling 1s, and Seekers can come in here, and there's no penalties to moving and firing, whatever, which is actually decent, because this guy, it's assault. It makes no difference, and luckily I didn't get the 5, which would be the +1 hit. So right, we're going to open up the shoot, and we're going to go this way down. We're going to try and thin the horde out, and see where we end up. And like I said, the plan for this guy, get the aggressors and whoop, hop back over. Scott's kicking off. I just rolled ridiculously well for this. He didn't miss. This guy didn't miss
This happens every
shooting at the aggressors. You could see, obviously, you can see the corner guy there, and he's just hit with like everything. Didn't wound with everything though, but we've got 5 wounds with the missile fists and got 5 wounds with the SMS. Scott saved 1, so 4 went through. So there's 4d3 damage, and then you've got another 5 saves to make on a 3-up because you did prepare positions. So that's 1 wound off a guy, but we'll do the D3 first because that's the order we rolled them in, because there's a chance we'll kill a guy in full. So the first one does a wound, and then 2 wounds, 3, he's dead. The second one does a wound, and then a wound, which is 2, which means the third wound from this spills over to kill 2 aggressors. And they're within range of the banner, so we'll have to roll up and see how they do. Right, so good shooting by this guy. We'll move on to here. We've done the fire warriors. We've killed a couple of scouts over there. This fire warrior had a sneaky shot up here. Scott made his save.
That's fucking horrible.
Right, that probably couldn't have went any better for the tower, if I'm brutally honest. There's still a charge phase to do and stuff. These guys killed the Centurion, managed to finish off the aggressors, I think, if we look at it. This guy could see over and end up putting his overcharged ion cannon into the suppressors. And the SMS, did that finish the last aggressor? No. Yes, the SMS finished the last aggressor, but I had to use the once per battle reroll off the Ethereal, the Warlord, for the... No, it wasn't. What was it? Oh no, it was this guy. It was this guy that finished off the last one over there, and I used the... No. What did I do?
I can't remember. It's just a blur of...
I rerolled the wound roll. I rerolled the wound roll on the SMS, and you failed the save. Didn't you? You failed on one of the ones with the last 2 wounds. I got enough wounds. I think I caused like 4 wounds, but I had to use the once per battle reroll, so you can still command point form on a 6. Then boy did the Riptides open up, blimmin' heck. That... I'll show you Scott's dead pile in a minute, but this front guy, I did the Nova charge double up, so he's on a 3 up invuln. Basically because I think this guy's going to be... The Centurions, if the move, can get line of sight on either of these guys, but I think the Gatling gun's probably his biggest threat. And I also spent the other CP because he's a battlesuit, so he'd be ignoring cover. His SMS already ignored cover and he's -1. So his chain gun was 18 shots, re-rolling all hits because it's a monker. Strength 6, -2, flat 2 damage. So that guy opened up and absolutely eliminated the Eliminators, took them out. And I know it was his SMS that went round and finished the last wound on the aggressor squad, which yes, I've killed 2 squads of 3 aggressors, 1 Centurion, 1 suppressor. Then the last Riptide, a bit of SMS into this guy's, and another guy from this squad, which actually his chain gun, you know, your saves were pretty poor. Actually, it was the first round of saves on that aggressors. That's what caught you. Failed like 5 of 6 saves. 5 of 6, and then you rerolled 1. So we only killed really one of these guys, but the SMS took off the last couple of scouts. So these marker lights are gone. So that was a brutal first turn. We're going to do...
I need a cup of tea.
I need to think about this, 'cause I'm not sure if I'm going to hold more.
I'm going to do the kettle.
Because I'm going to hold... Oh, I don't know if I should charge now with the fire warriors. Yeah, I'm going to charge. I'm going to let you have some more watch. Because I think if I can... Yeah, I'll have a coffee in a sec. I'm going to charge with the first unit. It's -2 through the crater. They're in. They might all die, but if they don't, we'll charge with the second unit. Oh, they're in as well. Right, so both units did make it in with a charge. Made an armor save on Overwatch, so it's going well straight away. We're going to start with the unit of fire warriors. Scott might interrupt with the scouts if I don't manage to kill them. The reason I'm trying to do this is basically to tag them in and lock the scouts, or basically so you can't shoot at me and fall back, so at least I'm doubling up on there and scoring it. But we'll see. It's not really an ideal situation, but I needed to push out, and that was realistically the only objective I could get on here.
No,
right.
you're not.
So the ninja, I'd said I roll like ninjas. I was getting like 4 hits a squad on 5s and 6s. Scott didn't interrupt. We killed the scout, and then I just passed all my armor saves. So we've basically like locked them up in there, which isn't great for the tower, but it means I outnumber them on that. I don't think I'd score more, but it's important for keeping those fire warriors alive. Not that they'll be alive much. I think you could keep battering us if he needs to, but obviously with me being where I am, it gives me the option to move out, but not you. So it's all about tactics. So bloody hell, right? The first turn, I get first strike. I get gangbusters. For every 6 wounds inflicted on unit 1 with 3 wounds, so I get gangbusters, but I'm not likely to get gangbusters again. I get the butcher's bill because I killed 2 units, and I get marked for death because, well, both of the aggressor units died in the eliminators, which is bad for me because ultimately that's what I wanted to, you know, make sure I killed over certain turns, but I'm better than dead now. So I've scored 2 secondaries, gangbusters. No, I scored 3 secondary points, 1 for first strike, and I hold an objective and killed a unit, so 5 points. Right, so Scott has gone aggressive-ish. These guys are pushed out. The 10 inches to this guy, which obviously be a 12-inch charge if they're still alive, so it's an option. He's keeping all his guns here. It's important this turn. Obviously, he's decided he's going to target the broadsides, which I think the way stuff is landed is probably a good option, especially if these guys are out in the open, because the broadside should eat these guys up with their D3 damage. These guys have moved into the terrain. We're calling it to the green edge, just like a base. So they're in the terrain on that objective. The characters come around here. The medic, you can roll to get your guy up while I'm doing this if you want. Just go for it, because you can get a guy up and you can heal, and you can do it twice.
Right, reroll. Yes.
So he's got a guy up on a wound.
So, and then I'll reroll from his wounds, because he can...
Yeah, because he can heal him.
So he's healed one.
He's healed the wounds. He's got 2 wounds. These guys have moved forward. Obviously got some guns. I think it's about a 6 or 7 inch charge, including the crater miners down here, and the stalkers have moved out. So Scott lost a lot, but this turn he's got to really put the hurt back on. So we're going to have a look at his cards. Like I said, we'll come back with a bit of a review. I know we normally film it and stuff, and it's interesting. Scott did take a massive batter in that first turn, but if you can negate not making me have to come out and move around for stuff, the game isn't lost. It's definitely not lost. You've got to shoot stuff in the right order. Yes, it's going to be difficult to tower on the upper hand in terms of units that have died, because we've got rid of those aggressors, which could just basically remove loads of units, and the eliminators and the sniper scouts, so my characters are a bit safer than they were before. But I think these are in a world of trouble. So you could own this side of the battlefield, and if you can get into the middle ground as well, you could start owning stuff. Right, a good start from Scott here. Basically, it took the Thunderfire Cannon. Well, a goodish start. Shield drones can be tricky to get rid of. The Thunderfire Cannon and the Whirlwind got rid of this squad of drones, and then the other Thunderfire Cannon got rid of a couple of marker drones. These guys had to chip in as well to get rid of a shield drone. I made a lot of in-run saves, but that's shield drones. So now the Centurions are going to up, the Hurricane Bolters are going down here, and we're going to do 3 las cannons, because they're not twin, which is worth remembering. So the Sergeant's going to go 2 here, the next guy's going to go his 2 here, and the back guy's going to go 1 and 1. So each of these 2 are going to get 3 las cannons to the face, which ignore cover, because the Sergeant's still alive, going to be -4. So I'd have to check if I'm in cover and obscured, probably, but either way I'm probably going to be best up armor, it's ignore cover, so I'm 6s. And then these are probably going to melt anyway to Storm Bolter fire. Hurricane Bolter, because it's the full whack each, isn't it? They always count for the Centurions, so it's going to be like 36.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So I'm expecting to lose these, which is a good fight back. And obviously Cantor's there and the Lieutenant, so these guys will be hitting on 3s. Do they ignore heavies? They don't, do they?
They do.
They do, sorry, yeah. So they're hitting on 3s, they're re-rolling misses, and they're re-rolling 1s to wound, so I'm expecting 2 of these dead, at least. So yeah, 2 dead. Failed all the saves of this guy on a 6. 3d6 damage, definitely gone. 6 wounds, well far surpassed. And the Sergeant actually only managed to get 1 hit and wound on this guy, but he's -5 because it's a Master Crafted. It was actually on the Master Crafted one, we rolled a different colour dice. He's got 6 wounds to get through, so a 5 or 6 would have got him, and Scott rolled a 6. Well done. He needed that, he definitely needed that. Which means there's 1 broadside left. These shield drones would have to advance to get over to help him, so I think there's pretty much a lost cause, because there's the suppressors and stuff that come in down here, and I think the captain's probably just out of range, but these haven't even been rolled for yet. I expect them to be dead. Right, a pretty good turn from Scott. I'll just do a bit of an overview. He's just made an 8 inch. It's when he needed 7, he's 502 for the creator. He's rolled an 8, so he's got in, so that's good. Basically, these sentries can't fire because they've got to target the closest unit, which is infantry, which is these guys locked in combat. We've checked the rules. Unless there's a later FAQ we don't know about, then they can't switch targets, because that is still the closest target, which is weird. So no, he knows that for future games, if he takes them, he's probably going to spread them around or whatever. This is the dead pile down here. So basically, this guy took a couple of wounds from some suppressor fire, I think, in the end. And then Scott down here, with the guys that were down here, come in. I don't know if we covered that. They definitely died to Hurricane Bolters with way too much fire. He started trying to pick on some of the drones. So he managed to kill one of these shield drones, and then he managed to get rid of the marker drones with just a lot of... The guys before the charge did some shooting into them. These guys shot into them with the Stalker bolt rifles and stuff like that. And he cheeky shot in here with a grenade, which took one out. So I think that was probably as good as it could have went for you so far. I don't imagine the Fire Warriors are going to survive after all these attacks. But we'll total them up. It's as hard back as I think if you could have hit, because obviously next turn I need to start taking out those Thunderfires, or my drones are going to be in trouble. So it's going to be interesting from here. It's not going to be easy, I think, for either side, but the plus is a lot of your stuff's now in the open, so if the Tau can get to see you, then there's a good chance I can pick you off. The Commander's quite naughty. You can sort of vector thrust 6 inches, which is quite handy, so you can sort of leap out, shoot stuff and leap back. But interesting anyway. We'll do some combat down here. I expect both these units to be dead. Right, so that was a bit of a whiffy combat actually.
Shit combat.
Yeah, I managed to make basically everyone's armor saves, I think, on 4-ups, apart from the Power Fist guy who killed 3 blue guys. And I think I lost the yellow. We'll pass them around. We actually rolled a 6 for the blues, which is bond and knife as an auto pass, and a 1 for the yellows. So we held morale and managed to kill a scout going back. Better to attack them because they've got a 4-up armor. So you've got first strike, you've got kill 2 units, you've got hold an objective, and you've got kill a unit, so that's 4 points. So at the end of the battle round, you actually are on 3 objectives, so you hold more than me, so you're on 5 points. But I definitely killed more units than you. You've killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, and I've killed...
1, 2...
Is it the same?
4.
5 with the eliminators. It's the same.
1, 2, 3...
4.
4.
Yeah, so you've actually killed more units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so you get kill more. See, I told you it's not about giving up. It's about... I actually thought I would get kill more. So you got 6 points from that. So we'll tally that up. We'll go into Tau, turn 2. Whew, it's getting scary, isn't it? Getting scary, getting close.
It was scary watching how the Tau shot in the first round.
But I haven't got that much stuff left now.
Yeah,
So Amber's got tough decisions to make because this guy's got no drone support. I can't get it to him. He's got good. You can see the whirlwind though, and you can see the Centurions. Obviously, I've got to start knocking those guys down. This guy moved up his Nova. His overcharge was to do a 2d6 shunt because I need to try and get on more objectives. The yellow unit out there advanced; those 2 fell back. So I've got 3 units within 3 of that objective. I know he's got 2. I'm hoping I can kill some scouts and marines. This guy's on the ground floor within 3 of that objective, and the shields just spread out. These guys, we've done the Monka, so another round of full fire from the Riptides, who've got some good line of sight. That guy can start seeing Thunderfire cannons and marines and stuff. This guy's hopped up here because you can see the marines down there. And then he maybe's do another jump back, and then next turn, maybe he's going to get Canto, because we're thinking about it this turn. But we need to get guys away from that objective because of the troops. So we're going to go into the shooting phase. We're going to open up. I'm going to see what we can do. These guys overcharge. I haven't took the wounds off yet, but they're both overcharging the guns, and we'll pay the CP to make that guy do the 2, sorry. So he does the 3 up in run, and he can do a 2d6 shunt. And these ones are just going to do a regular overcharge, so they'll go up to 18 shots. And I'll mark the wounds off now. So you can see. So again, hopefully another brutal round of shooting from these. Should eliminate, I think, this unit. Hopefully these maybe start eating into the guns. And then we can start to sort of swip round this way and leave Scott with just a little footprint here, which is still 2 objectives there. It's nothing to be shunned at, you know what I mean? And I haven't really got much that can bother him over here. Or that little shield run unit advanced up as well, just to give some support there. And there is a fire warrior unit in there, tucked in, who did advance as well. So we're starting to get bodies out, but we need a good shooting phase. A bad shooting phase for the tower will hurt us really badly here, because we're a bit exposed. But we'll come back and see how we do. Right.
It is, Dean. Trust me, look at it, man.
It's not, because I'm gonna give Scott some help with these things. But down here we did nothing. These guys did nothing. Down here a better story. He jumped up, killed a few marines, jumped back down. It took some SMS from down here to finish him off. He done his 2d6 shunt, so he's now on a 3 up in run 2d6. He's sitting on that objective, which is good because the last guy died. Scott rolled some really good armor saves down there, and I rolled. So I nearly killed a Thunderfire, was the model of the story. The burst cannon from down here that could see the back Centurion down here managed to kill the wounded guy and put enough wounds on the other one. Scott made like 6, 7 saves, otherwise the squad would have been wiped, which was pretty good. Down here we killed a couple of these marines. The other Riptide absolutely annihilated the Stalker squad up here. These guys are still controlling the objective. There's nothing I can do about that just yet, and they'll probably rinse all these fire warriors. But more importantly, I've got more bodies at the minute in range of this objective, so I count as being on 3, which is the best I could have done for that turn. So I will score. I will kill something. I will definitely score for holding an objective. For my other cards, I don't get gangbusters.
How many units do you need for that?
Well, the mark for death was the 2 aggressors, the Centurions and the Stalkers, so I will get 1 for my mark for death. The Butcher's Bill was kill 2 units. Oh, I did, yeah, sorry, the unit down there, so I'll get 2 points for that. And then 2, 4, 5, 6. No, I won't get gangbusters. I'll get marked for death, but not gangbusters, because I didn't put 6 wounds on the Centurions. Yeah, which was a shame, because that's what I was... Well, I did, but you saved a lot of them. If you hadn't, I would have been another point for me, which is big. But that's the end of my turn. I'm not making any charges down here. There's a morale to make with the scouts, which I think lost... Oh, you can't fail. Only lost 2 this turn, didn't it? Because you got rid of the stuff.
Yeah, got 1
and the other guys can't fail because they're leadership 8 as well. So morale is good. We'll tally my points back up and we'll come back in Scott's turn 2. Right, just going to cover Scott's movement. So these guys are just shuffled around in the crate. I think Tarantulas have stayed put because they can't move. These guys have moved forward a little bit. Come and contact this guy. I think the only other movement was up into the crater up there.
Yeah.
So he's just going to go in the shooting phase.
Hit them forward.
These have to go one at a time. Obviously, they're going against these guys. They do get the chapter keyword, so 6s would explode. So 2 hits, wounds on 3s. 1 wound. You're still in the Devastator Doctor no, so it's -2. So I'm in the crater. Will be a 6 up down to a 5. Nope, so we'll lose a Fire Warrior, which means the next Tarantula has to shoot the same unit. Yep. We'll just keep going. Right, so Scott's going to get a bucket full of dice ready, because these guys are about to shoot now. They're going to put Hurricane Bolters down here. You'll see there's a bit of a gap. The last cannons are going to go into the Riptide, who has still got his 3 up in one active.
First round shot.
Yeah, so basically the suppressors and everything come around here.
Everyone misses.
Yeah, all misses because Kanto's there. And 6s will pop extra shots.
Extras. So we've got 2 extras.
Thunderfire cannons remove the drones here.
So that's basically non-missed.
As you'll see, the drones here. Some gunfire from here, kill these guys. He's getting some more dice ready. He's definitely on kill mode at the minute because the drones died. There was a yellow squad. It only had a guy in, and obviously the broadside, so he's got 3 units down.
11,
Very soon to be
11
probably
wounds
4.
from the first round.
So some good fire on the Riptide there. We did pass, well, we failed a couple of in-run saves off against the las cannon damage from the Centurions. I used a CP and rolled another 2. So Scott did 7 damage and used a CP to reroll the 1 on the damage and went up to 9, so he's down to 3 wounds, which is good. And the little Fire Warrior unit, squad and say, got some little bolt of fire off Kanto and stuff like that. Obviously you could see through the Riptide's legs, and then we've rolled it up because they were out with charge range and stuff anyway. He would have failed his morale, so he's run away. So Scott's definitely got kill more. He's looking at the charge phase now though. I just need to check something. Yeah, the commander is within 6 of the Riptide, but obviously you'll not be able to see through the bottom 4 of the wall, which is saying I should have probably kept them up here, because the other units were closer anyway. It comes down to me, basically forgetting with the tower, you know, playing for them in a while, but, you know, these things happen, like little in-game mistakes and stuff. But anyway, charge phase now. I think, obviously, you want to get rid of these troop units, so there's going to be some charges down here. There's going to be some charges down there the Riptide can't see, so we'll let Scott have a think about who he wants to charge and what with, because obviously supporting Overwatch fire will be a thing. And because I'm Tau Sept, I'll be hitting on 5s. There's only a few guys, really, to be fair. So...
Right, so I'm going to charge them into them, sergeant into him.
Right, okay. So roll some dice, because there is a chance of the -2 you could fail. You need pretty bad, so they're definitely in.
Scout.
And the Scout's definitely in. Right, so we'll do some Overwatch. These will go in first, the Overwatch. Okey-dokey. Well, he'll... I'm not going to support fire with him, so I can Overwatch your Scout.
Does he not?
It depends, because you can't move within an inch of him. I don't think, because he didn't declare him as a target of a charge. No, I'll just support Overwatch, it's easier. Because I think obviously what you're going to do is probably bring your guys here and the Scout and move that way anyway, so I'll probably be... The thing is, you can't move within an inch of an enemy, I'm pretty sure, on the charge phase, if it wasn't declared as a target of the charge, I think. So what I would hope is that he could get a hit and kill a Scout, but I'll just... Support makes it easier, no arguments. Yeah, so these guys made in. You may as well just roll for the sergeant.
Well, I'm gonna...
Oh, you're going to do some charges down there?
I'm just wondering whether I should take a risky fucking...
Well, look, I either hit on 5s and 6s in Overwatch. I'm pretty knacked, but I've got loads of CP. I did say before I was thinking about burning one to save the morale guy, but I forgot to do it. So there is a CP strat where you can take this guy hit on his full profile. So he'll be back to full profile next turn, and there's another one to heal him. So at this stage where he is, I was going to say if you don't, I would probably be paying the CP to heal him, get him in, because then he can start taking out this lot and the Centurions.
So I'm going to go with Kanto first, and then I'm going to charge with...
Well, you're going to have to do it one at a time,
yeah.
But we'll have to do some Overwatch, because obviously if Kanto dies, because he's got a chance of... He's an overcharge profile stage, and he does D3 damage a time, he's got loads of guns, all this kind of stuff. So roll your distance anyway, we'll see if Kanto gets in. 6 looks like it's good enough, yeah. So we'll do some Overwatch. And Dean does, he rolls 6 shots with a big gun, because it's still random. and then we roll that to wound to hit. So we've got 4 hits with a big gun. We've got a hit and a wound with the SMS. I think it's strength 8 because I'm not overcharged, so it'll be 2s. We've got 3 wounds on Canto. You know what? I'm going to spend a CP because I've got now to spend it on in the charge phase. That's 4 wounds on Canto. At -3. Well, he's under his invuln. So he's got 4 invuln saves of a 4. So he's dropped 3. He's got a CP one of those.
I'm going to have to do a CP that. It's a 6.
It's a 6. And then you've got another one on a 4 up. So there's 2d3 damage coming through. And he's past that. So 2d3. 4 wounds. I think Canto's got 5, hasn't he? He's got to have at least 5. Yeah, so Canto's down to 2 wounds. Obviously, this guy cannot support anything, so he's just going to roll up now and see if we get some more guys. The lieutenant's going to come in, all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Is not in.
It's a 3. I think
He's probably going to block nearly everybody except the apothecary. So apothecary.
you're going to risk the apothecary.
Yeah. He's in.
7, yeah, you're going as well.
6.
Look, I fully expect this Riptide to die. He does still have a 3 up invuln, which is good.
6 for Canto's extra wound. 7 for charging.
Yeah, he's going to smash us to bits.
Hitting on 2s, re-rolling misses.
And then wound on 3s, because I'm a bit better toughness than normal stuff. Wow.
Oh, sorry, that was a 5. And 4.
That's 6, isn't it?
Yeah. That minus.
Minus.
Just a regular fit. Oh, hang on, sorry. I wasn't hitting on 2s, I was hitting on 3s, but I think they all hit anyway, didn't they?
I think they did.
Yeah.
Look, anyway, even if I've got a 3 up invuln, I've dropped his 3 damage flat, his fist, isn't it? It was a D3.
Alright, I'm sorry, I was just checking that.
I think it's D3.
It's D3.
So look, even if I CP one of these,
-3,
even if because he's on his 3 up invuln, I needed to pass a lot more than that. So even if I CP one of them, there's a chance he'll live. There's a chance. Should I do it? Look, let's go for it. I'll try and keep him alive. Yeah, so there's 2 gone through. So you've got 2d3 damage. Plus it may force... Yeah, so it may force you, because he's on his invuln. Yeah. It may force you to use some CP. It's just 3. So he had 3 wounds, didn't he?
Left, yeah.
I was tempted to use the blow up thing as well, but it's just a mortal wound on a 4, so I'm not going to bother. So I go down to 4 CP. He's dead. Canto can pale in up to 3, and then the other guy can move 3 and 3 again.
I mean, I'm going to lose 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, 5, 6,
Depends,
7.
right.
This could be it, like.
Well, the thing is, Scott it's only the end of turn 2, moving into Tau turn 3. Scott's 3 points in the lead as it is. But we're looking at it. You know, I said it wasn't over. The Tau now really do have to move up. There's an objective here. The rest of the board dead. I need to get over there. I need to start killing stuff. But whether it's the characters or not, I'm not necessarily sure. But I've got a lot of fusion and a lot of guns. These should literally be deleting a squad of aggressor Marines. But I can't call the Kaoyun anymore. And I've lost one of the Riptides, which is big, because that's the guy that had really good range. I could then have healed him up a little bit and started bapping those thingies. But we're going to go into Tau turn 3 and see how we get on. Right. Boop, boop. So this guy popped these reroll ones to hit. The Riptides, blip, blip, moved up. Guys hopped over. Obviously Canto on them are closer, but he can still see the Centurions, which is my key target down there, I think, for now. And this other type Riptide come up. The drone's advanced, got a good healthy 6, so they're up there. This guy's staying on the bottom floor here, so I'm looking at getting onto... You know, I need to kill both these troop units, potentially 3. If I can keep the medic alive and charge him, I can get on. Or at least knock Scott off a couple. That'll be handy. So we're going to go into shooting phase. We've got no shenanigans to sprout off or anything like that. So we're just going to go into it. The Riptide's both overcharged. This one double overcharged for a CP, which I didn't get back. So he's going to go up with 3 up invuln and be able to shoot mega gunshots. So he may even target some Thunderfire cannons and start getting rid of those, but we'll see. You can target a Thunderfire cannon, that's the difference. You may target Centurions. Let's see. Right, so this guy's on his 3 up invuln and he's overcharged. He managed to rinse a Thunderfire cannon, more than enough to rinse it. SMS and stuff tickled the wound off Canto. His 2 up artificer armor really coming into play. But we've castled up as much as we can. Killed these Marines off here. We've got our kill, we've got our hold. We're sitting on 2 objectives at the minute. Potentially maybe 3, we'll see. If whether Scott wants to just charge in or not, we'll see. But yeah, so 5 points for me that turn, a solid turn. Obviously this guy's a bit tough to get into combat now because he's out the way. The Centurions are dead, which is a big thing in a Thunderfire. So we'll go into Scott's turn 3. I think Oh, disappointing thing of this turn, she hit with her fusion blasters and rolled a 1 for the damage on the guy, so both of them only end up killing one of the Marines, so I had to do some extra tickly shots with this guy. Right, we'll have to check these guys as well, because, sun's coming in, because I can't remember what it says about closest infantry, because they would have to target the ethereal, but they can't target him because he's a character. So, I don't know, I purposely put him there to tease you, but I don't know what the wording is.
So, these aren't infantry?
No, they're weird.
Right.
So anyway, we'll go on your turn 2, we'll have a look at that. So I've killed that turn, 1, 2, 3, I managed to get 4 units. Now Scott kills 4 units, I'm pretty much got 2 units left or something, so I'll be pretty much tabled anyway. So we're going into Marine turn 3.
Right. That's it.
Right, so Scott, these guys have moved up, they've got a bead on, well, some of them have got a bead on. Shadow Sun. The guys have moved into the middle of the castle, down here, just to get some shots and hits in. And we've started a Tech Marine, started a slow run up the field for later game turns. So, Scott's going to do some shooting. We've read it again, these guys have to target the closest infantry unit visible, which is the character, but they can't shoot the character. So it's like a null target, which is weird.
They can't shoot again.
Yeah, which is weird. But what we did learn is that they can't shoot if there are enemy models within 1 inch of them. And friendly units can shoot if there's enemy models within 1 inch, so it's quite nice. Obviously, Future, I've said it before, he's just going to park them in random places. Maybe he's even a bit further out and bait people in with a run.
Just try and screen.
Yeah, I think so. Right, we'll come back after you've done some shooting.
Okay,
So
I need
right, so pretty good shooting phase there. The commander died, I rolled atrocious armour saves for him. Shadow Sun died. Scott used his last CP on these guys to give him a +1 to hit if the targeted character.
Didn't die though. Shadow Sun.
Yeah, she didn't, but the other guy did, which is why normally they would have been hitting on 4s, but they were back down to 3s. And she failed all her armour saves for the ones that wounded through, so I haven't had a good turn yet in terms of armour saves. I've literally got a few units left. Obviously the marker drones went first. There was the Thunderfire, a lot of stuff, basically a lot of bolter fire, pistol fire, everything, and make sure that there was no shield drones left as we go into the charge phase.
Right, so I'm going to charge with the lieutenant. Get in, at least.
Well, the way I say it is, you're going with the lieutenant first.
No, the apothecary.
The apothecary first. I'll maybe get a hit, which could kill him. -4, you can save. You know what, I'm going to support Overwatch. I'm going to do it. Because that's a better way of killing him. I think statistically I probably shouldn't. But in case anyone, Kanto got healed up and then healed up again with a Warlord trait, and the Thunderfire got healed. Yeah, I'm going to have to, because she's only got 2 fusion. So we'll support with a Riptide and see what happens. But I'm not going to do these on cameras millions of days. So let's see if you get in.
Yes.
He's definitely in on Shadow Sun. Scott's like, tell what, yeah, he's gone.
So,
basically,
he gets to shoot every time I try and get down.
she can Overwatch again, because she hasn't done support fire for the greater good. But he has, so he couldn't do Overwatch or support fire. But because she didn't support fire, you can keep Overwatching units as they come in, but she's got no help from a Riptide. She missed. Right, so, yeah. She's saving both shots for a double hit and a double kill on him. Well, so does Kanto get in? Kanto's in, right? I'll do these ones on camera. 5s and 6s for Shadow Sun. Oh, she's got 1. It's a wound, because he's only T4. He hasn't been up yet, so he's got a 4-up in run. Failed? Oh, well done, well done. So he's definitely in. Anybody else following suit now? We'll try and get some.
Lieutenant's coming in.
Yeah, well, we'll let you roll these and we'll come back. Shadow Sun should be dead here.
Alright, Lieutenant's not in.
Lieutenant's not in. No,
so
Bannerman.
I'm going to try a long bomb with a standard bearer. I'm going to need.
Just roll, see what you get. That's not enough for 4.
Okay.
Right, Kanto's going to get like a million attacks, 6 or whatever.
7.
Here you go, 7. You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Hit on 2s.
2s you roll in. And she's only toughness 4, so wound on 2s.
Wounded on. Oh, sorry, I'm hitting on 3s with one because it's a power fist. I keep forgetting to do that.
This is not.
No, he's a minus. It's definitely a minus.
Well, he re-rolls all failed hits. Roll again. Yeah. Roll again.
Roll again. Oh, yeah,
so he hits on 3s, but he's re-rolling. So I don't even know what you got, and I can't be bothered to go back and check.
Right.
And these wound on 2s. She's got 4 wounds. Is it 4? You know what? Shadow Sun gets a 5-up in run. I've made no armour saves in your shooting phase. None. Can I get 4 5-ups? Nah, she's dead. She's definitely dead. Which I believe is, you can move 3 inches now towards the closest model, so you might as well, I'm coming to get you, buddy. No. So, at the end of that turn, for kill, you've killed Shadow Sun, a drone unit, and a commander, which is pretty... That's all my fusion gone. 6 fusion, that's pretty good. That's 3 units. But I think I killed 4, didn't I? Yeah.
2, 3,
5.
4, 5.
5. So I'll get the kill more. We'll total this up and see how close it is. It's going to be pretty close. Right, so we've moved, we've overcharged the thingamajiggamabobs again, both of them. One Riptide this way. One Riptide that way. You know what? I may have a rethink of this move, because what I was thinking, I can get the Riptide down here to be within an inch of that, and then it could maybe... No, I'm just going to keep it where I am. Keep it where I am. And that's it. So this guy, I used the CP. Do I get it back? Because I didn't roll to see if I got one back. This turn, I do. So I don't spend the CP. That's very nice. You can put the CP back on for me. And that's it. Yeah, so the drones moved. This guy got a ridiculous 5 on the advance. The drones advanced as well, because just wrong here. That one's sort of there, but it keeps sliding off. If people are wondering why they're not in coherency, that's why, because they do that, but they are. Right, so we need a good turn this turn. This guy I popped out a little bit just so you can get a marker shot down that way somewhere. Or maybe he's taken that way. Actually, I'm going to measure this guy and see. I might be out of range. Yeah, we're just going to keep him there. So he's out of line of sight of these guys down here. But he can give a little marker support. Boop, down here. So, what do I mark a Canto? I'm so tempted to... You know what? Screw it. He's going to go that way, and he's going to mark like Pedro Canto. Because he can, and he will. Right, so this guy I'm going to do reroll 1s to hit. He's only going to really affect the Riptide. I think it's the best thing I can do this turn. We didn't spend the CP, obviously, even though we did spend it for the Riptides. Right, let's marker you. On a 3, hits. So Pedro Canto has got a marker light on him. Boop! Because it's 3s, because it's -1 to hit. So I'll be re-rolling 1s against him. Even though he's got his full 6 wounds, but... Oh yeah, I was thinking the Lieutenant's a Warlord, because he made him Warlord last time, didn't you? I was thinking, actually, he's in there, he's cheeky, I could maybe knock him out, but he's not. Right, I need to have a think about this. A good think. And see what we can kill. So that's it. I'm down to 2 CP. We'll put the ignore cover rounds on this guy. And his SMS actually got, was it 4 hits and wounds on the Thunderfire Cannon? Ridiculous. And Scott failed all his saves, so managed to kill a Thunderfire Cannon. This guy's SMS just tried to tickle Pedro Canto. Didn't really do anything, as expected. But his chain gun did kill the last of the suppressors. So it took out some of his range and mobility there. And this other guy's chain gun overcharge took out 4 of the guys over there. There'll not be any charges, so you'll need a morale check down here. I think you're 5, 6, you'll fail, but they'll get a reroll. No, so they're good. So in terms of that, I'll get kill, because I'll kill 3, and I'm sitting on 3 objectives. So I'll definitely, yeah, sitting on 3, potentially 4 if I'd killed your tracked stuff, but there's too many bullet sinks. I'm really struggling now with units, so we need to see what Scott can bounce back with. Right, Scott's rolling hot now. This guy got a 6 on an advance. He's just finishing his movement stuff. So he's come right down here for line breaker. We'll measure, it's very close. He's maybe an inch out, but he'll definitely get it later. The Tech Marine got a 6 for an advance, so he's run up. These guys are just going in there to outnumber me 2 to 1 for hold more. I doubt he's going to charge. He might do, but I doubt it. And Canto's moved up. We'll take the marker light off because it's for that phase anyway. Yeah, so... Scott's still in the lead. I think he might even edge it. For me, it's if I can keep stuff alive and the damage I can cause. But it's turn 4, potentially another turn left. You might even edge it. Shows how strong Marines are. I've absolutely battered your stuff, but I just haven't got enough to whittle you right down. Yep. So Scott, he's humming and hawing with this guy, but he's going to keep him still. I think it's right, straight into the shooting phase, isn't it? So you've got your...
Whirlwind on these shield ones.
Yeah. Oh, 11. Right, I'm pausing it. Ouchie. Well, Scott's took out the drones, the Thunderfire and that did that. Sorry, not the Thunderfire, the Whirlwind. And this little lieutenant down here who can see the Riptide chuck the grenade. And the captain shot and actually... I rolled double 1 for my armour saves. So he's down to 3 wounds, I think it is. He's knackered. But he's holding in there. So I think Scott's only real thing is a charge on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you going for the Warlord kill?
I'm I'm going to charge both of them, because I'll be within an inch of both of them.
Alright, it's fine. Go for both, yeah. Well, the thing is, he doesn't have any guns, and he would have supported fire anyway, so you might as well go for both. I'll roll this off camera because it's a million dice. You'll get a -2 as well if you're declaring this guy, because you're going through a crater.
Is it... Even if you don't go through the crater, is it still -2?
Well, yeah, because you get it to your charge roll. So to get in within an inch of that guy, you'd need to go through a crater, so you'd get a -2. 7, down to a 5. Yeah, should be enough.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Oh, Dean just rolls that to hit with a Gatling gun and a couple of hits with the SMS as well. But it will some wounds up. He's not dead yet. He's got a blooming good armor save. Yes, so good. So I managed to get... I did use a CP to reroll one of these at the strength 6 for the 2 damage. So I managed to get 7 wounds there and 1 with the SMS. So it's -2. So Scott's got 7 Iron Halo saves of a 4-up. He's got 6 wounds because he was fully healed. He's got no CP, I don't think. He's dead. Was that 7? Yeah, so that's 7. And then you would have passed these other ones, so he's took 10 damage. Even if you had a reroll, you would have been gone.
Game,
the Tower breathe a sigh of relief. It's not game because I think you're still ahead. But
I needed Pedal to at least hit there.
Was there any more charges? You got a potential to charge the other Riptide on 3 wounds with the banner dude.
I'm gonna right with the banner dude because
I can't see him.
You can't see him.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a good choice, but there's a chance. I've got a 2-up. Has he got any power weapons or he hasn't, has he? No. What about the other guy that chucked the grenade?
No, he's a lieutenant. No, I'm going to leave him.
I would leave him there because you're on a hold more.
I'm going to leave him.
Right, so your points for that turn. Kanto's not your warlord though, it's not that important. I'll definitely get kill more because you only killed 1 unit, which is the drones. So I'll get kill more, but you'll definitely get hold and hold more. So we need to add these up. So the current scores.
What did I get there? Hold more.
You got hold more, you got kill, hold and hold more. You're currently on 22 points. And I'm on 21 as we're going to turn 5. Now, realistically, what I've got to try and do is kill 3 units, because I think you can definitely bring a Riptide down. And I need to sit on as many objectives as I can, which is going to be tricky. But also line break as a potential. I'm going to have a think about it. I've got a command point left, which I'm probably going to use on the last Riptide to get his profile back up to full, rather than heal him. But I'll have to have a check and see what his profile's like in terms of hits. Whew. Hail Mary turn right. This guy's popped his head around the corner. He's got a shot with his rifle on this tank thing here, which isn't much. Marker light maybe is a thingy. This guy's moved in. The Riptide's popped himself close to them, so again they can't target this guy because he's a character. So he's in range of the whirlwind and stuff down here. Put some shots in, and then we'll spend some points on this guy. He didn't heal. They're both overcharged, by the way. He didn't heal. But he's going to go the last command point where he's up to his top profile for shooting. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't hit very well. But there's a couple of characters there you can see. You can see the dude down there with his SMS and stuff. The Ethereal's going to use Sense of Stone on himself for 6s to ignore wounds because no one else is in range of anything. Right, so we'll do some shots and see what we can muster. Right, so that went probably as good as it could go. We're all CP spent. I did try and get this guy. Scott made a double save, which was really good because he's in there for line breaker. We managed to kill the unit down there with a Riptide, and we killed a lieutenant with the SMS. Then this guy, like I said, the SMS went down here. I had to kill that lieutenant off that objective, basically, otherwise it was like a contested one. So that Riptide down there, I'm hoping, let's check his profile, because if I've got enough to kill one of those, I'm going to charge one. Just to see if I can get the objective of 1-1 to deny you as well. So yeah, we did charge in here. Scott's got some Overwatch to do. So we will kill. We will hold for 2, which is important. I think that's it.
You're only going after 1.
Oh, I think I'll get my last point for Gangbusters, because the tracked thingy had more than 3 wounds, didn't it?
More than 3 wounds.
Yeah. So yeah, we did do an attack down there. Lost a wound to Overwatch. Scott passed his armor save. There's a chance I could kill it, but I would need all my attacks to hit and wound. So we've tallied my points up anyway. Definitely got a kill. Got the last Gangbusters. Got a hold.
No attacks back.
So yeah, they don't attack, but they can still shoot. And enemy models, you can still shoot me. if I'm within 1 inch of it. So it doesn't stop you shooting as I'm not locked in combat.
But it's not an infantry unit.
I know, so it can't shoot. Because the closest infantry unit in range is this guy.
And he's a character.
And he's a character, so it's weird. It's weird. But anyway, I'm hoping this turn you shouldn't kill. Unless you're going to put a lot of work into that Riptide, which is doable. You've got a whirlwind. It's definitely doable. But you should only kill 1, and I've got 3. Yeah, I've got 3. So I should hopefully get the kill more. And at the minute, I'm sitting on 3 objectives, and you're sitting on 3. But if these stay locked in combat because you can't move, that was the idea. If I could cause a couple of wounds and a couple more wounds, I could maybe kill it. So this is a chance to claw it back a little bit, but I think, you might still edge it. You might still edge it because we'll both have line breaker. And I'll potentially have to go for Warlord, which that guy will be able to do unless you move your Warlord out the way. So it might be safety first next. Right, Scott's going Brave. So this guy's actually moved out, so you can see he's crack grenade up to this point. Staying in Devastator Doctrine. He's failed the wound. No lieutenants alive now. This guy stayed still. The Tech Marine was the only real movement who moved in there and hit on the ground floor.
He's shooting him.
Captain. It's a wound. You know what it is? I've rolled a 1 for an armor save every time for a Riptide, which is not likely. 3 up Invun.
Right. The 1.
Seriously, every time.
So you come round down.
I don't even want to see it. That is literally every time for a Riptide. So that is despicable. But they go that way sometimes. So he's dead because he's 2 wounds. His gun's 4 damage. So you've got the Riptide. So you've definitely got killer unit. So get rid of him. You definitely did need that, yeah. Right. And then you're stuck in combat down here, basically.
I can't do anything with the whirlwind now, can I? Because of him.
We'll have to measure, because we'll have to see who's the closest. Yeah, so you can't target this guy. You can't target this guy. He doesn't count as being in combat against your Tarantula. I read that before.
Does he not?
No, you can. Your Tarantula can still shoot, but obviously the way my model is, you can't target anybody. Yeah. And you can still be shot at by friendly units. Right, so the whirlwind's probably going to come into this Riptide.
Come into him then, yeah. So 2d6 shots.
7. So we missed it, but the whirlwind fluffed, didn't make any wounds, got plenty of hits, didn't wound at all. And then the combat's done down here, the Riptide just kicks a little bit of the track. So that's the end of your turn 5. So you've got kill, you've got hold. And at the minute you're holding 3. And I'm on 1, 2 now, because you knocked us off one, so you'll hold and hold more. Wow, as it stands, it's 25, 25, 26, 26 if you count line breaker, because we're both line breaking. The player who went first, we'll see if the game goes on, and on a 1 or a 2, it'll continue. It'll end, sorry, so the game does continue. I think we're both maxed out anyway on our secondaries and stuff like that from what we can potentially score with the units we've got left. So we'll go into turn 6. Right, so we've moved. We pretty much just moved him back a little bit, so he's within 3, but further away from the whirlwind, and the Riptide's a bit closer. It's got fly. It's popped its Nova Charger as. To overcharge its gun. So we'll see if we can get a marker light. Hit down here. No, he's missed. And then Sensor Stone on this guy as well to keep him alive. And then the Riptide. I'm going to see what guns are in range, but I'm probably just going to SMS and then shoot the crap out of these. I might even go SMS this guy and then just shoot this one in the hope I can kill 2. In fact, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. Or I could just, hang on. What I think I could do in the movement phase, I might be able to hop up there and get within range. I'd have to measure, because technically I wouldn't have that better, because then I would be on 3 and you'd be on 3. Because if I don't kill these, you'd still be, no, you'd be on 2 and I'd be on, no, I'm going to stay still. Keep it simple. I think that might be the better option, but it puts you a bit closer and stuff, and your sniper dude's probably out of range down here and stuff like that. So yeah, Nova charge up, we'll have a shooty down here. Yeah. So managed to do a wound on this guy with the SMS or 2, and this guy's got 6 armor saves to make it -2. So I'm hoping he should die.
Threes, 5s.
It's 2 damage a pop. They've got 4 wounds, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2 damage each.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, he's got just got him.
These guns are horrible.
Just got him. So anyway, that's going to be a null one, because obviously I'm not in combat or anything. New comp move to get in combat. I'm going to be holding 2. I've killed 1. And as I look at it, you'll be holding 2, because that's contested. So no one's going to get hold more. It's about what you can kill. So we'll go into your turn. So really the only player here is the Whirlwind to just keep shooting the Riptide. Everybody else is out of range, or likewise, to me, they need to stay where they are. The Marine down there could duck into cover if you wanted, but at this stage I don't think it makes any difference. Because I'm out of range down here and I'm not going to move. So you've got 7 shots. We'll come back and see if any damage gets done. Right, so as expected, the Riptide took no damage, didn't do anything. So at the end of that turn, Scott doesn't get a kill, but he does get a hold. And at the minute, he's currently holding the same. So he's going to get a point for a hold, which means it's still a tie, because I only got a point for a kill. But I will get a point for kill more, because you didn't kill. Kill plus. Which now puts me 1 point in the lead, 27-26. And you need to roll a dice. And on a 4 or more, it goes on. It ends. Which would be a narrow, it's pretty much a draw in terms of competitive ITC. To be that close. Because you need to be either miles ahead of somebody or miles behind. So that necessarily wouldn't be a bad result for you. Yeah, it was.
I don't know, I feel a little bit like I've done enough to stay in the game. Brutally with a lot of it, like
I think it did. I tell you what it is, I'll be brutally honest. The Riptide armor saves were terrible. I think I rolled 8 ones in a row for the armor saves.
But then again, if you counter, if you like to balance that out, their first turn of shooting, even though with all the rerolls, they eliminated units that would have
made a difference exactly
in turn 2. Even if they'd have killed them all in turn 2, if they'd have had a turn round 1 turn of shooting.
And it still shows you how good Marines are. You thought it was game over turn 1. You look what you lost. 2 units of aggressors didn't take part in the game, and a unit of eliminators, and a unit of scouts, and you still managed to get the game this close.
I think, actually, I mean, the moment I felt like I knew I wasn't going to win is when Kanto died. Because genuinely, if Kanto hits him in combat...
Yeah, he's pretty much dead. Well, he would have killed Warlord.
Well, the thing is, I was quite happy to leave... Like, for all 7 attacks would have went into him, leave him, because what's he going to do to Kanto?
Nothing.
And then Kanto just chases him, because then he's dead. Yeah. And that was the killer move when I failed to when the Overwatch killed him.
Yeah, 5 and 6. That's Tao's thing, but to be fair...
The thing is, I thought, in retrospect, right, if I'd have charged from here...
Yeah, behind the cover.
The distance might have been a little bit further, but I probably wouldn't have charged him. He wouldn't have been overwatched, but then I don't have the shots on the shield run, and the shield run's still alive.
Exactly.
It was a toss-up.
Exactly, and it's always tricky with ITC. You need to make sure you can kill stuff. And you know, like Kanto, yes, you might not want to shoot at a shield drone with 1 drone, but you hadn't killed a unit at that point, and it was imperative. He's better off putting it into that than he is into the Riptide, because he probably wouldn't have hurt it.
Wouldn't have done anything with it, like.
But that was a hard fought victory for the Tau. I'll be honest with you, turn 1 out. I did say to you, honestly, don't back out. It's going to be closer.
I felt like turn 1 was horrible.
Turn 1 was horrible, but that's all Tau have got. You know, they've got to do well shooting. And I said to you, didn't I, from the start, I said, look, that'll be my best turn off camera. From then it gets worse, because you're forced to spread out. You come out with buff radiuses. You can only use the Kayun and Monka. Like Kayun twice, really, with Shadow Sun. And then I really didn't save very well. And you know, where you had the better choice of the objectives, you were definitely sat in a better position. If I'd have picked that side, I'd have been sat over there with Riptides and Broadsides and sat over here. I'd have been in a much better position. So I think your decision of where to go helped you massively. And it sounds weird, taking the damage on the first turn, because I didn't know where you were going to be, probably helped you massively. Because if I knew where you were going to set up, I could have countered with everything down here and just stayed together, but I didn't, so I had to gamble spreading out a little bit, and it's probably cost me in terms of points, because I just didn't have the bodies to get the objectives. And Marines are so strong against my drones and troops that you can eliminate units quite easily, as you've seen, but for me to kill a lot of Marine units was quite tough. Yes, these are brutal, but that's why people run 3 Riptides. You know, it's got to be done. If I'd done it with other stuff, I wouldn't have had it near as much success.
I think some of that, obviously, from the Tau thing there, certainly with regards to the Tarantulas, right? But bearing in mind Crimson Fists and using the Imperial Fist doctrine and things, like the keywords, having no vehicles.
Yeah, it's big.
Well, it certainly is for me, because every vehicle in the heavy, and I stayed in heavy, all the heavy and grenades would have done 1 extra damage every time it hit.
Yeah.
And then the keywords, obviously, with regards to them Tarantulas, weird not actually being able to shoot.
Yeah, I'm not sure
with them. Now, against other armies, where those keywords come into play again. But again, likewise with the Crimson Fist, there wasn't a single unit that was more than 5
like models
over, so I was
yeah,
never hitting the 2.
all my troops were 5s as well. All my troops, keep them low and cheap.
Yours were low, mine were low, so I was never getting the
basically the horde bonus. Yeah. So anyway, that's your first encounter against the Tau.
Horrible.
Yeah, they are. But you braved it. You didn't get wiped.
I suppose not.
You put the fight into them. That's the thing. You literally. Honestly, I cannot explain what, like, sometimes the Tau can make you do that. After a turn or two of shooting, sometimes you're like, what's the point? But as you've seen, if you don't give up, right, if you come up with a plan, and I coached you a little bit through telling you which units to target, and there's a way back. You can see there's definitely a way back, and you're putting the Tau on the back. And a key point for you, I reckon, was that Riptide, the first one, those las cannons making it through, and the high damage you rolled on it. And then the second one, which was the second key point, you got like a 4 damage come through. I just rolled 1s, 4 armor saves of 1. You got a 3 damage, a 4 damage, a 3 damage. And as you can see, didn't I said, once they start going, their effectiveness is lost, and I had to spend points on that guy at the end, my last CP, just to get him shootable. And then he really didn't do much. I think he killed a gun or something, and that was it. So yeah, I probably made mistakes as a Tau player, like decision-wise and stuff like that, but I thought it was a good game, and I knew it wasn't going to be over. I knew you did after turn 1. I knew it wasn't.
It was one of them. Well, obviously, watching the aggressors fall and seeing the Centurion go, and some of the sniper, because obviously I was hoping to target a few of your characters.
Yeah.
Once I'd knocked a few shield ones off, it was almost like energy something, like, oh, why? I mean, what's the point in going forward? It was that kind of morale.
Yeah. Sapping thing. Sort of, I think Tau as well tend to play a bit like what you don't expect for 40k, because they don't really do a lot of charges. They sort of wait for you to charge in, and then sometimes you feel like you're getting punished for doing that, because the Overwatch is pretty good.
Like the Overwatch was unbelievable. Like the number of shots. It's the 6 and the 5s. There's a load of shots, right, which is great. I mean, don't get on. You know, if you'd have charged the aggressors, there's loads of shots, but they're not 5s unless you're a particular chapter.
It's the gun. Being overcharged hurts you, literally, because you have to take the wound. But being on that strength 6, the -2/2 is
curiosity
really
though,
good.
right? If you had, obviously you've got to charge a squad of aggressors.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who would you rather charge? Imperial Fists. Sorry, Crimson Fists. Crimson Fists, because the Imperial Fists won't get that. Or Ironhand, because every time I hit with a 6 in Overwatch with a bow weapon,
you get another hit.
Getting another hit.
Well, even Imperial Fists would ignore cover if I'm charging from cover. And I'd no other charge neither. I honestly know, right? Charging Marines is a scary prospect, no matter what army they are.
Because I'm just thinking that obviously that's only for bow weapons. Iron Hands though.
Oh, Iron Hands hit on a 5 and then get it to a 4. It's scary. There's a strat to get it to a 4. It's brutal. I probably would take the Crimson Fist. I think, yeah, definitely.
You would choose the Crimson Fist,
but I wouldn't want to charge any aggressor units. That's why you target them. And I said to you, I wasn't going to give it to you easy. I literally picked the key units that were going to, I think, hurt me the most. To be honest, I'd have probably been happier with the snipers living, but it was the fact that if they didn't die soon, I probably would have struggled to deal with them.
I think, had we not gone for this King of the Hill thing?
Yeah. Yeah, but your original plan was, and then your plan got scuppered when you lost the aggressors early on.
Yeah, I lost the aggressors. I think if I hadn't have gone for that King of the Hill thing, and I'd have sat the aggressors and waited till, kept them for the later game, obviously you're shooting, then obviously targets other things. I just wonder whether or not,
Maybe. The secondaries is big. I'm never sure what's right. You've got to look at each army, and sometimes you pick wrong, and the better players will score well because they'll pick the right secondaries.
That's the first time I've used
secondaries. Honestly, it's hard, and the best thing is that you need to read them, and you need to think about them, and like I said, I don't play that many ITC games, so I'm not hot at picking them, but like I said, the more you practice with it, which is why it's important, the better decisions you'll make on your secondaries, and the better decisions you make, the better scores you'll get. And you're right, if you'd had a better secondary card there, you'd have probably sneaked the win by a point or two. Easily. So it was very, very close. It was very interesting, a very good game. I've not used Tau in ages, so it felt good, but bad to use them as well. Marines were obviously a tough matchup against the Tau, so any victory against the Marine army at the minute I would take. It's always good. So, well, I hope everyone enjoyed this, because I wasn't going to film it, but yeah, nah.